Bienvenidos and welcome back to Puro Pinche Gol, the podcast where we discuss all things USMNT y la selección mexicana. My name is Adrian. Joining me once again, my co-host and tocayo, Adrian. Adrian, what's up, man? How are you, bro?
Hey, how's it going, dude? Over here, just getting ready for maybe a long weekend for myself. And also shocked of what we just saw.
Yeah, dude, you said it in the preview. You had no faith in this vascoaguirre squad.
Yes, sir.
You thought they were going to go down there in South America and get destroyed both games. Well, not destroyed. You said this first game might have been a little bit closer, this one.
Yeah.
But you still had no faith in them, and they ended up winning 2-0, man. To be fair to me, I didn't have faith in them either. I said it was going to be a tie. So none of us predicted a win for Mexico.
Yeah.
It was a very good showing for Mexico. Vascoaguirre's side really showed up. Those players wanting to prove themselves, like we said in the preview, wanting to earn a spot for the Gold Cup or Nations League. Vasco came out with a 4-3-3, Adrian. Memo Martinez up front as the punta. To his left, Rubalcaba. To his right, Efrain Alvarez. Behind him in the center was Eric Lira. To the right of him, Ramirez. And then Montiel on the left. And then the back four was Gallardo on the left. Aguila Castro, Juarez El Castillo in the middle, and Castillo on the right, with Tala Rangel in the back. We got to see some subs. Santi Munoz come in. We got to see Victor Guzman come in. Fulgencio come in. Meraz come in. Jeremy Marquez come in. Gilberto Mora come in. A lot of subs in this friendly, as you know. But Adrian, man, quick reactions off of this video, man. What are your thoughts quickly, like big picture wise, from this 2-0 win?
This has to be the best match that I've seen Mexico play with El Vascoaguirre for the last year and some change or whatever, how many months he's been here, right? I think this is even a better display than what we saw against the USMNT back in October, or even whenever Jimmy Lozano won the Gold Cup against Panama. I think it was a very solid display, even though, as you mentioned, on the second half, Mexico pretty much let go of the ball and let Inter de Porto Alegre just took all the initiative. Yeah. But it was a very, very solid defensive block. A couple of mistakes, right? Some dangerous mistakes, but players were ready to react and make the right choices. And it's just felt that if you were missing a bunch of veterans over here from ligamx like Luis Romo, but honestly, it was like it didn't matter.
Yeah, man. I really like you talking defense. I'm going to mention what I like defense from the second half, because the first half, Mexico, other than the first 15 or so minutes, Mexico was more on the offensive. Obviously, in the second half, they gave Inter de Porto Alegre the ball more, and we were really able to see Mexico be tested defensively. I like what Vasco did of putting Victor Guzman and Eric Lira in the back and center back. I think they played really well together. And I also want to give a shout out to Tala Rangel. I think he wasn't tested that much with very difficult ones, but what he did have to deal with, he dealt with it like a pro, like a veteran, and he was very he had a presence back there, right? He being one of the more capped players from this team, right? I think he definitely put his name out there for being maybe not number 2, but number 3, or in contention for number 3 behind Guillermo Ochoa, who's number 2, and Malagon, who's undoubtedly number 1 right now. What did you think about the midfield and up, the forwards?
So honestly, I mean, Eric Lira, whenever he became the central pivot, right, the central midfielder, you can tell that this guy knows how to play as a contención, also as a center back. He is very well versed on that specific portion of the field, and I'm quite surprised. I mean, surprised in the sense that I wasn't expecting him to settle in that role and command the entire midfield as he did today. I'm not surprised because he's been playing actually quite decently well with Cruz Azul, and before that with Pumas. So if there's someone in this roster that should be considered to be featured on Copa Oro, or maybe even being considered for the World Cup, should be Eric Lira. This was a match to prove himself, and he did. Montiel and Ramirez, less. It was a quieter display from them, but I think also they hold their ground. They were very competitive. They didn't shy away in any specific situation. And it just goes to show that I think Montiel was one of those. No, he's. I'm not sure if he's on Mazatlan or not, but I wasn't necessarily super enthused to see his name on Pachuca. Here we go. Yep. So I wasn't necessarily super enthused to see his name as a starting player. Granted, he's been doing great with Pachuca, but I don't know. I just thought that maybe he's a little too green still, but he did outstandingly well. And up top, man, Memote Martinez for me was a pivotal player. Yeah. For the forward line, because he was essentially doing whatever we asked for Raul Jimenez or Henry Martin, which is win the balls in the air and let Rubalcaba or Efrain Alvarez play long, wide, and very open spaces, right? Rubalcaba ate those defenses back like multiple times, right?
And what a golazo from Rubalcaba
Mm-hmm.
in the first half to
Yes,
finish up the first half, and a great first goal for Eric Lira. Playing off of Jesus Gallardo there to find himself in the box and finish a very
a
good
lot of
goal.
composure, man.
Yeah, a lot of composure, and no, definitely good goals, good performances. I agree with you with Monte Martinez. He's been what we've been asking for the last year and a half, a pivot forward who can hold the ball when you have wingers moving into space or midfielders moving into space. This guy using his body, right? He's the
He's massive.
tallest, the tallest forward Mexico has, winning those ball aerial duels and being able to distribute. I think he did really well. Underwhelming Inter de Porto Alegre, playing at
Yeah, a
home.
little bit.
Amazing atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that for a preseason game. But
Was packed.
yeah, but no, I think Mexico did great here, and Vasco got his lineup very well put together. His starting 4-3-3 lineup formation, I think, counteracted Inter's 4-3-3 very well.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I think Eric Lira was maybe the one of, if not the player of the game for me at least. How he was controlling that midfield there and that contención role and that pivot role. I think he did a really good job. Did you like any of the subs that came in?
Actually, I think Ramon de Fulgencio did a very decent job. He didn't. He wasn't out of bounds or out of tone whenever he joined. I know he came in ahead of, I think, Rubalcaba, if I'm not mistaken. And he did. I think he did what he was supposed to do. Right, he was quick on the passes. He was moving fast on the wing. So I think I like that one. I mean, honestly, I think every single player that came in actually, you didn't see like a drop in any way, like in performance or talent. The biggest name here for me was Gilberto Mora making his national team debut.
Mhm.
Right, he played for like 10 minutes or so, but it just goes to show that this kid is actually a special talent for Mexico. Hopefully, he continues to grow and his career keeps on the up. But those are my notes for the subs. I wonder if we're gonna see him starting next match.
Yeah, and I mean, even him, 16 years old. But I mean, if you look at other players right here, I mean, you had Montiel, who's 19, right? I mean,
Hmm.
Eduardo Aguila is 22. You had a lot of young players here getting
Yes.
chances and pushing for not just Gold Cup, Adrian, but I think a lot of them are trying to push for Nations League at
Yeah.
this point, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, interesting to see what lineup Vasco chooses for River Plate. Again, that match is Tuesday, January 21st at 6 p.m. Central Time in Estadio Monumental there in Argentina. Will he do something similar? We'll see. But I think there's a lot of positives here, and really, maybe this is the one game from Mexico since we started doing this, puro pinche gol, that has really no negatives that I could think of, at least,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Good
And I
performance all
agree.
around.
And the last thing that I think we gotta mention is, because we said a lot of negative things about him, but I think Jesus Gallardo proved today why he is the
Yeah,
starting left back for Mexico.
yeah, in a position that lacks a lot of depth.
Hmm.
Adrian, good quick reaction to this video. To wrap up, where can listeners find us, dude?
They can always find us on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notifications. You can also find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast on. Last but not least, you can also find us on TikTok, Instagram. We post memes, the latest news, and shorts of our episodes.
Yeah, so be sure to follow us on preferred social media platform of choice, and let us know in the comments below what were your thoughts on this match, this 2-0 win for Mexico against Inter de Porto Alegre. Were you as surprised and as happy as Mexico fans as for this result that we were? Who were your player of the match? Who did you think deserves another chance with the senior team, the A team, I guess? Let us know in the comments. Adrian, see you in the next one, brother.
Take it easy.
See you, man.